Long time no see. Yeah, I've been out for a little bit.
Boo, tomato, tomato.
Did not mean to leave y'all for dead, but I was in depression jail. First day out. You know, I just didn't want to come on here and just say the same old thing or just say a bunch of nothing. I feel like I only want to give you guys content if I feel like it's something meaningful or interesting for you. I've recently been thinking about this a lot, especially after 2020. I've noticed that people are leaving tech, and I find that really interesting. I know a lot of people, like, there's been a huge influx, but it's just interesting to see how it's like this in and out type of thing. So I just wanted to talk about that. Hi, my name is Mbanda Ndour. I have a bachelor's of science in computer science and 2 minors in math and Africana studies. Currently a full stack software developer and a mobile apps developer in Los Angeles, California. Wow, I've been out of the game so long, I forgot my intro. I talk about things that I wish I knew when I was on my journey into tech. So if that interests you, subscribe if you want. But just a quick disclaimer, I'm not saying any of these will apply to you. I'm not saying any of these apply to me. I'm just letting you know what I've seen in the past year or two from friends, coworkers, social media, etc. That's it. I've been accused by some people of being very negative on this channel. It's true. I'm a negative person. But I just want to give you guys realistic expectations. Something that I wanted when I was in school. So I hope I'm not bursting anyone's bubble. I'm just, saying stuff that I've heard, and I just thought that it was really interesting. Burnouts. Look, we tired. Now, burnout has been synonymous with tech for a very long time, even well before the pandemic. That's just always been a thing. But as of May 2020, 73% of tech professionals reported that they were burnt out, and of those, 68% felt like they were more burnt out than they were before they went remote. Now, I can definitely attest to this. As much as I'm never going back into an office again, it's really hard to sometimes separate work from personal life when your personal life has become your work. It's easier when you have like a designated office in your home, but not everybody can do that. So the place where you used to find like sanctuary from your work, now you work in that sanctuary. You know what I mean? I found this pretty interesting article that I'll link below called "This Isn't Normal," and it's talking about burnout in tech after a year of the pandemic. Oliver said, "People are working more because they're worried that their employment is going to be impacted. Burnout has become synonymous with tech jobs. It's heavily implied that you can't take the time to take care of yourself if you want to seem productive. If you are neurodivergent or have anxiety or depression, it's already seen by your employer that you're wasting time. They don't see it as productive or beneficial to them for you to take care of yourself. We are all experiencing some form of collective trauma, but those marginalized by the tech industry will always be hit harder." But yeah, definitely read that article if you're interested in learning more about burnout in the tech industry. I thought it was pretty illuminating. Recruiters are pretty notorious for lowballing people, especially ones who really need the job experience or are like fresh out of school. So it's easy to fall into the traps of being paid as much as 45% below market value or what you should be getting paid. If you aren't getting paid what you're worth, especially if you aren't just here to get your year of experience, I promise you the job ain't worth it. Get paid what you're worth. Anybody trying to debug code for $2 an hour?
What more do you want from me?
So please know your value when negotiating. Don't be afraid to negotiate, and I completely understand how scary that can be, especially as someone who feels like they're going to, scare away the opportunity. But there are definitely techniques to do that. I've linked some videos below on channels that are really helpful. They thought the job will be easier. You can run back to every single one of my videos. I will not let y'all rest was reminding you of this. I can't explain what it's like to learn how to code until you try it, but I've had so many friends say, "I'm gonna learn how to code in a week," and they try and then they're over it in like 3 days. Forget that. That's not even what I'm talking about or what I've heard from my friends who have gotten a job and just ended up leaving tech in a few years. The job itself can be stressful, especially depending on the company you're working for. The bigger the company, the more likely you are to have stress. To me, I truly know what it's like to experience Itachi's Tsukuyomi. Now, it helps when you get that fat check. But after 3 years, 2-3 years, as you can imagine, for some people, the money ain't worth it after a while, and they find something else that they love to do. They found out that coding isn't what they like to do. Speaking of, or piggybacking off of the last point, 3 years for the check is all well and good. That's fine. I completely respect that. I do. It depends on your tolerance for pain. I just feel like there comes a time where the check ain't hitting the same. Listen. Before you come for me, listen, I'm protecting my neck, okay? I say this as a child of immigrants who grew up below the poverty line. I know the value of money. I know the value of $1. But as someone who's fresh out of depression jail, I know the value of mental health too. And I have friends who found other jobs that paid just as well, if not more, in a different industry. And they just decided, well, I'd rather just do that. It's not easy to get a job anymore. It's actually really interesting when I was speaking to people about it. When I was in school, or even when I started this channel, all you really had to do to get an interview was just apply for the job or just know someone. But now I'm hearing that that's not enough. Not that we've had this huge tech boom that I really started seeing in 2021. I mean, I feel like if I had 6 people in a room and I asked all 6 of them what they did, at least half of them would say, I work in tech. I don't know what they do in tech, but they work in tech.
Oh.
But now I'm hearing from people that getting an interview is harder now because the bar has moved. There's still a talent gap in the industry. That I know for sure. Companies still need developers. I definitely think it has something to do with some people not being as prepared going into interview, or even getting the job and underperforming, maybe because they took shortcuts in their learning process of learning how to code. I do wonder if that's led companies to be pickier. Let me know what you think in the comments. But I mean, that's the solution to that for you if you're interested. It's pretty simple. Be prepared, especially if you are coming out of a coding school, bootcamp, or self-taught. Honestly, even if you're coming out of a traditional 4-year university, all of y'all, every single one of you, pay attention, okay? Because I have seen it myself with my own eyes. I have seen how much pickier recruiters get. Like, they put a microscope over you. Show them that you have what it takes to perform. Show them that you have put the hard work into learning and honing your craft, because you have the skill. All you have to do is show it. I have plenty of videos on my channel on things that you should definitely know when going into interview. There are plenty of channels now. Like, it's so crazy. I feel like I was locked up for so long. Like, there are so many, especially on social media, there's so many channels now of people giving out advice, tips, like how to get into tech, and like all of these day in the lives and week in the lives now. It's crazy. And anime is cool now? What? Bro, where were y'all? Listen, comment down below if you were with me in the trenches, Naruto running down the hallways, zooming past you, immaculate form.
Rachel Nevada at 6:30, reporting live.
It is amazing to see all the diversity in tech now and all of these channels and everything. So it's pretty awesome. It's fun to see. That was the reason why I started this channel in the first place. What do you think about this tech boom, friend? Do you think it's a fad or it's here to stay? Do you think it's a bubble that's about to burst? Let me know your thoughts. I'm genuinely interested, actually. I love having these types of conversations, so that's why I made a video on it. Also, thank you so much for the support. It's really weird knowing how many of you actually care about me. I don't know why that's weird to me, but I love that. It's been really nice to see. So I appreciate all of you in my Instagram who just like, making sure I'm okay, and like all of you in the comments who are always like riding for me, fighting for me out there in the trenches. I love you guys. I have a solid group of people. I have a solid group of friends, and I appreciate that. And I'll see you in the next video, friend. Bye.